Hello, thank you for watching my channel today. My name's Sarah and my channel is called Your True Shelf. Today I am filming the mid-year freak out book tag, which I love watching other people doing this, and this is the first time I've actually done it myself. So it's a series of questions basically about the books that you've bought and read in the first half of the year, now that we're at the halfway point in June. So the first question is, what is the best book that you've read this year so far? I have one particular book that could have answered most of these questions, and I haven't chosen it, even though it's such a close call. I haven't chosen it because I've chosen it for other answers. So the one that I have chosen was actually a reread for me, and I listened to it on Audible again, and it is Life After Life by Kate Atkinson. So I wanted to read it again because I have A God in Ruins, which is the follow-up, and I wanted to refresh my memory before I read A God in Ruins, and it was so blew me away again. I absolutely loved it the first time, I absolutely loved it the second time. I've moved on to my favourite books of all time list. It follows a girl called Ursula who keeps dying in the book, and every time she dies she is reborn, and she starts from the beginning of her life again, but she can remember bits of what happened before, so she kind of gets premonitions about things that she probably shouldn't go to this place or walk that way home or try and reach for that toy out of the open window or those kind of things. And it's about her coping with that in a time when it would have probably led her to be diagnosed as being mad, because it's set around in the 1930s in a large part of the book, but I absolutely loved it and I'd highly recommend it. So that's the answer for that one. Question 2, what is your favourite sequel? So I've read 3 sequels this year, and definitely the best one for me was Still by Kennedy Ryan. So this is the 3rd book in the Grip series. It's a romance series about Bristol and Grip, who are an interracial couple, and the love that they have between each other is the next stage in their relationship. There's a really big thing that happens to them, which I can't discuss because it'd be a massive spoiler, which I thought was dealt with incredibly well. And yeah, the romance is amazing, and it talks about race like really well. You know, the issues facing Bristol and Grip, and how their love surpasses the issues, and I just loved it so much. I can't wait to read another Kennedy Ryan series because I loved this one. Number 3, a new release that you're excited for but haven't read yet. So I don't buy that many new releases, but of the ones that I've got, so the 2 that I am most excited for, the first one is this one, I Am Not Your Baby Mother by Candice Braithwaite, subtitled What It's Like to Be a Black British Mother. So this book, on the back, it says that when she was pregnant with her first child, I don't know if she's got more than one child, but when she was pregnant with her first child, she was kind of going through baby magazines, going through, like, you know, information and stuff like that, and she just realised there was a real distinct lack of black mothers in the stuff that she was reading. And then when she dug a bit more deeply, she found out that black mothers have a 5 times higher rate of dying in childbirth in the UK. And she said she wanted to write about the issues that she noticed while she was pregnant and after she had her baby. So that really interests me because obviously I'm a mum too, and I'd be really interested to see how our experiences have differed, how and you know, obviously because I work in healthcare as well, like how is that happening that the black mothers are 5 times more likely to die in childbirth, and what are we doing about it? So yeah, I'm really interested to read this one. And then the other one that I'm really excited to read is Journeys into the Wild, The Secret Life of a Cameraman by Gavin Thurston. So Gavin Thurston is a cameraman who worked on Blue Planet 2 and Planet Earth 2, and this is his memoirs about his time as a wildlife cameraman. And I love nature writing, I love hearing about travel as well, and so this one ticks both of those boxes for me. Sorry if I'm fidgeting loads, but it's so hot and I can't get comfortable. Right, next question. Most anticipated release for the second half of the year. I have no idea. I don't keep track of what's coming out when. I try to look at stuff that's coming out in advance for the answer to this question, but there wasn't anything that I was particularly desperate to read. I like more take note of stuff that's already out rather than stuff that's coming out. There's no series that I'm waiting for the next book to be released, so I don't have an answer for that question. Question number 5, what was your biggest disappointment? Definitely Crudo by Olivia Laing. So I had a lot of good buzz about this on BookTube like last year or the year before. I saw it in the library, I picked it up and I gave it 2 stars, which I might even go down to 1 star now. I just didn't like it. The main character was just irritating, nasty, privileged, like just, I don't know, I just found her so unlikable and I just disagreed so strongly with a lot of the stuff she said that I just thought, no, didn't like it, really disappointed, thought it would be a lot better. So that was my biggest disappointment. Number 6 is my biggest surprise, and that was, I've mentioned it loads of times, Open Book by Jessica Simpson, which is her memoir. I heard about this from Sian of Shani Reads. No, Sian of Past Story Time. Sorry, it used to be called Shani Reads. And I used to really like Jessica Simpson when she was on Newlyweds, and so I really wanted to read her book because Sian gave it like such a glowing review, and I was really surprised. The reason I was surprised is because she is so different from how she's portrayed on Newlyweds. She is so much more like clever and well read and well listened to, and like has a really strong faith, and I don't know, she's just way different to how she's portrayed in Newlyweds, and so that was why it was a surprise, and I really loved it. It was a 5-star read for me. Number 7, favourite new to you or debut author. So I have 2 that I couldn't decide between. So the first one is Candice Carty Williams, who wrote Queenie. I loved Queenie. So this follows a young black woman living in London, and she is coming out of a relationship. She gets into some disaster encounters with men. She has real struggles with anxiety. She has really strong relationships with her grandparents, which I loved. She has strong relationship with her friends. There's a lot of kind of WhatsApp chats and things in the book, and it's about her journey on, you know, being newly single and all the things that happened to her as a black woman as well, like how sexualized her body is by men. And yeah, it was really, really brilliant book. I really loved it, and I would definitely be reading anything she writes next. And the second one was T. Kira Madden. So she wrote a book called Long Live the Tribe of Fatherless Girls. She is from the States, she's biracial, and she writes about what it's like to be growing up in the States, being biracial and with parents who are addicts. And it's incredible. How she writes, she jumps around in time. She writes in kind of short essays about different times of her life. She writes like so well and with such like strength and honesty and rawness, and I really, really enjoyed that book. It's a brilliant memoir, so I'd really recommend picking that one up too. Number 8 is favourite fictional crush. No doubts, Grip from Still, the book, the romance trilogy that I mentioned at the beginning. Like, Grip is hot, absolutely, like, yeah, definitely him. Question 9, favourite new character. So again, I don't want to mention any characters from the books already mentioned, otherwise I would, but so I have 2. So one is Nishat from the Henna Wars, and she is a teenager she's in Ireland, but she's from Bangladesh. I'm not sure how old she is, about 16, 17-ish, and she is experiencing, she's falling in love with another girl. She is coming out to her parents. She's from a Muslim family, and her family have a hard time dealing with the fact that she is gay. She gets bullied at school because of her race and because of being gay. And she's like such a strong character. She faces so much, in the way that the author portrays like how it feels to be bullied at school and how she overcomes and just what it feels like to be that age. I think she did such a great job. And yeah, I thought she was a brilliant character. I'd highly recommend the Henna Wars. It's a great book, and I'll talk about it more when I do my wrap up for this month. The other one was Danny from the Dutch House. So the Dutch House is an Anne Patchett book, and it's a story which follows Danny and his sister Maeve through their lives from childhood through to late middle age. And Danny is one of my favourite characters because I love the relationships he has with his family. He's a doctor, and he's only a doctor because his sister forced him into medicine, and he's always said, as soon as I get my as soon as I qualify, I'm out, I'm leaving. And I love that because I've always toyed of leaving medicine myself so many times. He's also interested in like property development and real estate, and I'm interested in that too. I just really loved him as a character, and I love the Dutch House, and I really recommend that one too. Question 10, a book that made you cry. That is this one, The Light Between Us by Lynne Jackson. So I haven't wrapped this one up yet, but Lynne Jackson is a medium and psychic in the States, and some of the stories that she writes about in this book definitely made me cry, about people who've lost children, pets, other relatives, just and when she helps them reconnect with them after they've died. Like, it's definitely quite an emotional read, and it made me cry, but in a kind of a good way, emotionally good way. So that is that one. Again, I'll wrap that up later this month. Book that made you happy. So a book that made me happy was this one, Running Like a Girl by Alexandra Heminsley. This one is about this is a non-fiction book. Alexandra takes up running and eventually runs 3, I think, marathons during the book. And I've just taken up running 3 months ago, so that's why I really enjoyed reading it. I could relate to a lot of the bits at the beginning when she starts running, and I learned stuff about like equipment and different sort of techniques and different things. But the way she tells it, it's really kind of upbeat and funny and lighthearted, and I really enjoyed it, and it definitely made me happy because it made me think about what I might achieve one day. Most beautiful book I bought this year. This one again, this one is actually a duplicate. It's really hard to say because obviously I like books for different reasons, but I've chosen The Dutch House by Anne Patchett. I have it on Audible, and so I haven't got the physical book, so I will insert a picture so that you can see the lovely cover. And the last one is books to read by the end of the year. So I'd like to read, I've bought so many books this year, and I want to read as many of them as I can. I especially want to read the books I've bought about race this year. One of the books that I really want to get to is this one, which is Our Women on the Ground, Arab Women Reporting from the Arab World. This is a collection of essays from different women about what it's like to be an Arab woman living in that part of the world, and the struggles they face. So that one I'm really interested and excited to read. I want to read a lot more romance because I have found some new channels recently. A lot of them have described some romance books that I'm really excited to get into and to try, some adult and some YA. I recently bought a Kindle and because of that, it's opened a lot more doors to me and what I can buy, because some of the books, especially the channels, are, I think they're all American channels that I've found, and some of the series, they're like £2 on Kindle and like £25 to get the book, and so obviously I'm not going to pay £25 for them. So having the Kindle has just opened up a lot more doors to me, and my wish list is crazy long, and so I want to read a lot more romance. And there's another book here, I'm not sure who it's by, so I'll put a picture of the book here, called The Antidote for Everything, which I keep seeing. This is a book, from what I remember, this is a book written by a doctor, it's a fiction book, who, she's written about 2 doctors who were working at a hospital where it is illegal to treat trans people, and it's one of them treats someone trans, or multiple trans people, gets fired, and the other one tries to sort of rescue them, something along those lines. It sounds really intriguing. I actually heard about this book. One of the places I heard about this book was from Jessie at Bow Ties and Books, and they said that actually in some states it is illegal to treat trans people, which blows my mind. I can't believe it. And they were talking about how one person nearly died because the staff refused to treat them. Like, how is that even possible? That would never happen in the UK. Like, there are no rules about we will not treat this person in our country, and like the fact that it can be illegal in some states is like totally crazy. I just can't believe it. But anyway, so I'm really looking forward to learning more about that and researching how, and I just speechless. So yeah, I need to research that more. So yeah, that is all the questions. So tell me if you've done this video yourself, because I'd love to watch. If you've got any kind of questions in that list that you just want to tell me your answers in the comments, that'd be good. And I hope you enjoyed watching and got some good recommendations, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye!